It stings when you say you're waiting for someone to sweep you off your feet, when I've been bracing myself for your fall since we met. You fascinate me, is something you told me once, but clearly your fascination wasn't profound enough to call love. My fascination for you is. You are a familiar, warm figure, a beautiful friend, a romantic dream. Your eyes are deep and deliciously enticing. I can't look away, but maybe if I did, I'd notice they're not looking at me anyway. How I yearn to acquire the charisma to capture your heart. Who do I have to be to cause you to feel the fiery, consuming, relentless feeling you crave as I do? What aren't I that makes you shy from my companionship? What is wrong with me? How dare you make me love you? Your arm around me, wandering fingers, looks that kill. I die in your arms. It's cliche and I mean it. Unrequited love can be worse than death when the love is as strong as mine for you. Oof.
Yeah, that's raw and open.
Yeah, that one punches you right in the face.
Yeah.
Man, unrequited love, a twice broken heart. That one is painful to read. All the implications, everything on it. I mean, when is unrequited love not painful?
Yeah.
To be fair, like that's pretty rough. And for those of you who don't know, unrequited love that is not reciprocated.
Yes.
So one person loves the other person, and the other person just isn't feeling it.
This is quite literally the friend zone by the sounds of it.
Yeah, that's one way.
In the most raw and open way to put it possible.
Yeah. There's a line in here that I really, really like. You fascinate me, and that's in quotes, is something you told me once. But clearly your fascination wasn't profound enough to call love. My fascination for you is. Oh, man. That sounds like two people who are dating, and one person says, oh, well, you fascinate me. You're so interesting, all that stuff. But it never quite developed into the full, profound level of love, which, oof, man.
Yeah, that's just, and I guess that's twice broken heart.
Yeah. And it really kind of goes to the levels of what you question when there is an unrequited love. What is wrong with me? What aren't I that makes you shy from my companionship? Oh, man. Because that's kind of how I would say unrequited love kind of goes. It goes from asking the other person, wait, why are you not doing this? And then it kind of turns inward and says, what am I not doing that's attracting you? Which, that's even more, I guess the word would be painful for it, because once you start turning that love inward and it starts tearing yourself apart, there's really no coming back from that.
Yeah.
Unrequited love, just get away. That's the best thing I can say. Well, thank you, Sarah. That is a really, really rough piece to read, but very, very good. It stings when you say you're waiting for someone to sweep you off your feet, wherein I've been bracing myself for your fall since we met. Wow. That is potent. Coincidentally, the next piece is by her as well. And I think the next two, because she submitted 3, don't have a title. So that first one was Unrequited Love, A Twice Broken Heart, and the next 2 have no title. So we'll jump into these ones too. Never am I more fearless than when my heart is broken. I stand naked in my dark, empty house. Searching eyes find me through windows. I have no qualms with them. I only know the hurting in my chest with every step I take. That's very much like the first one as well. I think these... Oh, go ahead. You want to say something?
It's just plain, simple. It's blunt. It's truth. And it doesn't even have to be heartbreak. Any kind of, when you're in real deep pain, nothing else matters. You don't care.
Never am I more fearless than when my heart is broken. What else can you lose at that point?
Yeah.
I mean, a broken body heals and mends, and I think has its own level of pain, but a broken heart, like, you can't put a Band-Aid on it. The way to heal from a broken heart is really just time. Time is the biggest one, so never am I more fearless when my heart is broken. I stand naked in my dark, empty house, because a broken heart opens you up in ways that are just absolutely astonishing. I mean, the wound is not physical, technically. I guess in some cases it could be, but that's so weird. I'm not going to go into that route, but I would say it's more emotional than physical.
Mm-hmm.
And it opens you up. I stand naked in my dark, empty house. Searching eyes find me through windows. I have no qualms with them. I don't even care. That's how potent that is. Like I'm in pain. I'm broken. I'm naked. I'm laid bare for the world, and everyone can see it, and I don't even care.
There's just a point where whatever I've just gone through, whoever dumped me, or if it was mutual, whatever, you love this person and they broke your heart. You're literally at a point where there is nothing that anyone in the world can do to you right now that will make anything hurt more than you are already hurting.
That last line, I only know the hurting in my chest with every step I take. That's, I mean, with overwhelming pain, I think what it does is it really levels you down and gets you to a point where it is only you and the pain. Mm-hmm. That is the only thing that your world becomes. It's just what you can focus on. And man, just like the first one, actually really I think these two link pretty well, honestly. Mm-hmm. Unrequited love, a twice broken heart, and then maybe the second one is kind of about that same unrequited love or something like it. Or post unrequited love when it ends, because this would be never am I more fearless when my heart is so broken. It sounds like an aftermath thing. It's done.
Maybe after that unrequited love really actually flat told you no.
Yeah.
Maybe after you broke down and just asked.
It becomes final, and it becomes a pain that's known. There's no way around it. Oh, that's a good one too. Well, we're off to a grand, happy start here. Thanks, Sarah. These ones are deep. They're really good ones. Really, really good ones. And it looks like the next one is by a man named Bryce Hagman. I think you're a first. Yeah, you are a
Don't we have
first.
another one by Sierra first?
You are correct. You're right. Bryce, we're saving you for last.
Yes.
Last but not least. So the next one by Sierra also is unknown, or untitled, I should say. And we'll just dive into that one too. He is Brutus, an old friend wielding a knife. He deals a punctured heart, the mumbled words, so brief yet so important. He raises his armed appendage, the deadly blow is so deliberate, yet he is an honorable man, and so I fall. Man, this one is short, to the point, like the knife swing.
Yeah.
Really. I was talking with Sierra at some point when she submitted this, and this is in reference to Caesar.
Yep. Caesar's assassination.
Yeah, you can explain that more. We had talked a little bit about
it. Essentially, Rome, for a very long time, had never had an emperor at that point. It was ruled by a congress of senators made up of the people, Brutus being one of them. But there came a need for Caesar to be given I can't remember the exact title, but essentially it was equivalent to being emperor. He, as the leader of the military, had every right to commandeer anything in the empire, to give orders, and the people had given him this title several times over now, and the people loved him so much that it looked like the people themselves were going to turn Caesar into an emperor. And so Brutus and several other senators conspired to kill Caesar, not out of hatred for Caesar, but more out of honor, like the poem says, because they felt that no one man should control Rome.
Wow. Oof. So he was killed by pretty much his acquaintances and friends.
Yeah, there's also a myth that Caesar understood, and I can't remember what he said, but essentially said, "I understand."
Oof.
At the moment of his death.
The mumbled words, maybe? Maybe
Yes.
That's what's in reference to. So brief yet so important. Whew, that's a big one. I like, there's a little bit of a duality in here too, or maybe like two levels of consciousness. He is Brutus, an old friend wielding a knife.
Yep.
And then it goes into, he deals a punctured heart. He's going to stab me, or he's stabbing me pretty much. But later, right before the end, it says, yet he is an honorable man, and so I fall.
It's all about, I guess, the myth, because we can't confirm it, that Caesar understood what Brutus was doing and accepted it.
Yeah.
Because it was at a point, Caesar is never documented as trying to gain the throne, trying to become emperor, but it was at the point where the people were going to hail him as emperor whether he wanted it or not. So it was either become a traitor, run, or die.
Yeah. And I mean, if it's your friends doing it and you understand what's going on, oh, what a position. What a position to be in. This is a good little piece. I think I like the brevity of it. It feels like a nice stab.
There's a lot behind it if you understand the context.
Yeah, the mumbled words. And I wonder what that's in reference to, because on this one it says the mumbled words, but mumbled is capitalized. So I wonder if that's something Brutus said to Caesar.
It's probably what Caesar said, saying essentially, "I forgive you."
Right.
That's why it says so brief but so important.
The deadly blow is deliberate, and he's an honorable man. Man, that's a heartstring in itself, or heart tug in itself. We have two pieces about love, but I mean, in some ways this could be it as well. Whew. Love for your nation.
Love for your friends,
For your friends, yeah. Because he wasn't going to kill us. Oh, that's a rough one. And so I fall. And is so pointed is the word for it, I would say. Well, thank you, Sarah. That was the 3 pieces by Sarah. We will come back to those, as we always do, towards the end of the show.
Yep.
But we'll dive into Bryce Hagman. No title that I see here. I forgot to ask. Sorry, Bryce. I'm assuming Untitled for now. If you want me to correct that in the next show, or when I post this on YouTube, do send me an email. I'll probably send you an email asking if you want me to title this with something. But yeah, we'll dive into yours. She was a soul I loved from the second I saw her. I felt so lost before. I knew she was just a girl, but I felt she deserved the world. She was an angel sent from the sky above. I knew I was sadly and madly in love. And now I'm alone, alone, alone. Baby girl, don't you leave me by myself. Please, please don't leave. Me by myself. I need you. Don't leave me by myself. I'm alone, but I need you. Don't leave me by myself. That's a hard one to read. Yeah.
This could be a couple different things. This could be the death of your spouse. This could just be breaking up with someone.
Oh man, she was a soul I loved from the second I saw her. I felt so lost before. I knew she was just a girl, but I felt she deserved the world. She was an angel sent from the sky above. I knew I was sadly and madly in love, and now I'm alone, alone, alone. That's almost like an unrequited love in some sense too, or it could be spun that way, I suppose. Oh boy.
Well, I don't think it's unrequited love because it's talking about leaving him alone, like she's going away.
Right, like it was there once.
So I'd say a breakup or maybe even a death.
Yeah.
Like just not able to get over the fact that they're gone and you can't do anything about it.
Which breakups in some sense are
a
death of some sort too, but you mean like an actual death?
I'm saying it could go either way, either a breakup or that. It's not very specific.
Man.
But it's definitely that vacuum left by someone leaving. There's nothing and you feel alone and empty, and you're just wondering what can fill that hole that they left.
I like the kind of, I don't know what the word would be for it, spiraling down, devolve, I guess, of this entire poem. The first kind of block, the first stanza is very cohesive, written out. I've felt so lost before. I knew she was just a girl. By the end of it, he's repeated himself. And now I'm alone, alone, alone. It starts to kind of spiral down into this kind of inward I guess, inward look. Baby girl, don't leave me by myself. Please, please don't leave. It almost becomes desperate, would be the word for it, as it goes on. Please, please don't leave. I need you. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Which, man, that's a rough one to read, honestly.
You found some very depressing poems for this evening, Kevin.
Well, a look at different levels of emotion, I would say, because these are heavy ones. I mean, all of them ended up being. We have Sierra's, which are about love, and then a murder of a friend, but also kind of a struggle between not being upset because you know this person is an honorable man, and there's so much going on behind the death of Caesar. There's the never am I more fearless than when my heart is broken, which that one is so beautiful. I love that first line. Never am I more fearless than when my heart is broken. What else can you lose?
Yeah.
It's the way to put it. There's Bryce's. She was a soul I loved from the second I saw her, and then it pulls away. She pulls away, and she's no longer there, and I'm alone. Which, oh boy, that just hurts to read. I think a lot of us have been in that position when someone that we are madly in love with, for sometimes not even logical reasons. That could be one too, which makes the sanity or the insanity afterwards all the more potent, I think. I'm alone, but I need you. Don't leave me by myself. And in some senses too, like when you get to this point, I need you, I don't leave me, and you kind of spiral down like that, it pushes them away further.
Yeah.
I mean, because that desperation is powerful. There's kind of like it's like a void. Like it's just pulls things in. That's a rough one, Bryce. Man, that's really good. I feel for you if this is something you wrote in a position of this mindset, I guess.
I feel for both our authors if they wrote these after similar events.
Yeah, from personal experience, that is rough. Although I doubt Sierra was Caesar. Just saying.
Well, yes, that one we can discount, but
Ha 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 would be the correct response for that. Well, usually towards the end, and we have about 10 minutes here, I like to go back over and kind of retouch on commonalities and differences between the pieces, and I think these are quite well woven together.
Yes, these are pretty much all about breakups.
Yeah.
Except for the one about Caesar. It's about the murder of a near emperor.
I mean, you could even spin that to be a breakup in some senses. A breakup of its leader from its country. That's kind of sad. A breakup of life to death. That's something that happens. Brandon's giving me a horrible look right now. But I think I'm correct here. Good sir. Be giving me that look.
Stretching.
Stretching, but I think it works. Bear with me. Man, what else can we touch on these? Unrequited love. I feel some writings, well, really any writing that I would say is good, and these definitely qualify as good, pull your emotions in certain ways. And I know I've read something that is worthwhile and potent and powerful. After, when I finish reading them, I feel like I've had a meal. I feel like I'm full, full or empty, one of the two. I feel like I have consumed something that has pulled me into a position that is of this writing. So these ones are heavier, much more, what's the word? I guess deep would be a word for it. Potent, powerful, and just moving pieces. And after having read these, I feel, tired in some senses.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah. I mean, all of this kind of peters down to when the love is as strong as mine for you. It's just unrequited love can be worse than death. Ugh. Actually, looking at those two pieces too, the unrequited love and the second one Sierra wrote, never am I more fearless when my heart is broken. Those are two, they're pulling in different directions, I think. So the unrequited love one is a question, right? Why is this not? Pretty much. That's kind of what you're saying. Unrequited love can be worse than death. I die in your arms. I don't know what else to say, but I wish, what do I have to be in order to make this work? And the second one, kind of a spin in a slightly different direction. Never am I more fearless than when my heart is broken. Never am I more powerful, in a sense, right?
Yes and no, I'd say. It's more I would say never am I more reckless,
I could see that. Yeah.
because fear keeps you from doing a lot of dumb things in your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And honestly, when I think of someone that's hit that low, that's been struck that low, I guess to say, because they haven't exactly brought it upon themselves necessarily, you're not necessarily inclined to act normal or rational.
Yeah.
You definitely need that time in your darkened house to cool off and rationalize things and kind of get to grips with what's going on again with reality, because you are fearless and you probably won't care if you do some things that you will look back on and be embarrassed by, more than likely.
Yeah.
If you do something entirely out of character for yourself because you're angry and you're heartbroken and you just don't care what the world thinks about you today.
Yeah. I like that spin on it. I like that perspective. I see it as just so powerful. I stand naked in my dark, empty house. You are laid bare. There is nothing else in you but just this pain, and nothing in that sense can touch you. The pain is already there. What else is going to cause more pain? It's just there. I don't care about anyone looking at me. Searching eyes find me through windows. I have no qualms with them. Doesn't matter. They're flippant. I only know the hurting in my chest with every step I take. Ah, man, that's so beautiful. These pieces are so good. Glad we didn't do these around like Valentine's Day.
Yeah, this is the wrong. That would be the wrong time to do those.
People would start to think I'm angry at Valentine's Day, which I am not. And then there's the Brutus. He is Brutus, an old friend wielding a knife. Deals a punctured heart, which, just like love. Puncturing hearts and stuff like that, especially along the theme line of everything, all the pieces that we have submitted tonight. And then Bryce's. Bryce. This one hurts me to read it.
Yeah.
Unrequited Love, Never More Fearless. Those ones are potent too, but this one has a level of depravity, with the repetitions when it starts getting there, because it becomes less about the heart, more about the mind.
Yeah, it's about that kind of spiral downwards, that kind of moment of, I don't necessarily want to say madness or insanity, but kind of starting to lose your grip on things. Not quite over the edge, but where you're not necessarily sure what's right or what's real.
You know when someone is crying, maybe you've had this if you've ever cried when you're littler or older, and as you get closer and closer to actually fully weeping, you kind of get those like gasps, those like kind of involuntary. This is what the end of this poem feels like.
Yeah.
Like it's leading up to this, like I'm about to collapse, and you get those like in those quick inhales, and then
honestly, it's probably someone on the verge of severe depression at this point. That's what I'd say. It's spiraling down towards that. Not necessarily insanity, not madness, but
breaking.
Breaking. Just trying to repeat to myself. If I keep saying this, it'll be all right. She's still there. She'd still come back.
Don't leave me by myself. Please don't leave. It's right at the edge of those gasps. It's right before the cusp of just full breakdown. Oh man, I love the two stanzas too. It feels so much like one leads right into the next as far as the repetition goes. And the first one, there's still kind of a cohesive mind there, and the second one, it just starts spiraling. That is a good piece, Bryce. That is really, really good. Thanks for submitting that. Man,
all good submissions tonight.
All good submissions. I mean, when have we not had good submissions? Let's be real.
Never.
Never.
But then again, that's because, guys, there is no bad writing.
There is no bad writing. There is none out there.
So please submit. And, if you want, come to the station. We're not scary people. This is a pretty laid-back environment.
Yes. Yeah, I would think.
This is a desk and a mic and a board with lots of lights on it.
Yeah, everyone I've had in here has really dug the format. Pretty relaxed, chilled out. I sit here in a nice Irish cap, flat cap, and Brian sits over there making fun of me the entire time. Stuff like that, It gets pretty fun in here.
Only when I feel you're stretching things.
Well, thank you, Sierra, And thank you, Bryce, for submitting. These pieces have been absolutely phenomenal, and man, they've just left me like sated.
Yep, and anyone else who wants to submit, you can do that at writingonair
Right.
at write.onair@gmail.com. That is WRITE.onair@gmail.com.
Yeah, as I've said, we are the frame. You guys are the picture. You guys give me pretty much, everything. You guys make the show. This is volunteer. I don't get paid. So whatever you guys submit is basically what goes on. And I want to have you guys on here. I want you guys to come read it. I want you to be part of this experience with me, because that's what makes this most fun, in my opinion. So, as we've said, submit. Please, write.onair@gmail.com. You can see us on Facebook. You can see us on YouTube. And
you
that's
can
all we got.
also see archive shows at
Yes.
kzfr.com.
Good.
.org.
.org, yes. So you can find them there. Find them on YouTube. I put them on, within a couple days. Pretty quickly, as soon as I get on there, because I can be lazy
We'll be honest,
sometimes.
you'll probably see it on KZFR before you'll see it on YouTube.
True. Fair enough. But yeah, thanks for submitting, everyone. This has been great. Right on Air is made possible by the generous contributions of KZFR supporters and by Harrison Daily Wright, Accountancy Corporation in Chico. Harrison Daily Wright provides certified public accountants specializing in accounting and bookkeeping services, auditing, tax prep and planning, management support, services for nonprofit organizations, and more. To reach Harrison Daily Wright, call 895-1209. Thanks, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Have a good night.
Have a lovely week.